All right, what's up, guys? I am in Palm Bay, Florida with my students Manny and Hailey. They've got an interesting story. They came in from Spain to my boot camp and they signed up for my coaching. They're working now on house number 3. This is the first Airbnb for them. And this is projected to have how much in income?
About 60 grand due to AirDNA, but we talked to Andy. He said it could be as much as 100 too.
Okay, so one of our students, Andy, is killing Airbnbs. He's going to be at the Airbnb bootcamp coming up. He says as much as 100. Let's go conservatively. AirDNA says 60,000. Let's go conservatively down the middle and say 80,000 a year. Now, 80,000 for many people would be a great salary on their job. Imagine if you could make that from one Airbnb. That's what I'm going to be teaching at our Airbnb bootcamp. They're going to be sharing this story. Okay, so make sure you don't miss it. I'll be there. They're going to be there. Let's go ahead and show you the rest of this house, what it looks like. All right, so this pool area is quite challenging. As you can see, we got green water back there. We got frogs in there. So it's going to be some work to get that up to speed for an Airbnb. Tell me a little bit about what you guys are thinking about doing with this whole outer area.
So there's a few things we're considering. One would be to do travertine, which would be the nicest option, but this would be very expensive and we have to work on a budget. So the next best option is doing tile or just doing a pressure wash and then staining the concrete.
Okay, so with regards to the floor, we could either do like a pressure wash and stain concrete, or we could spend maybe $9,000-$10,000 and do travertine. What about, Hailey, what about in general, like with this outdoor area? Are you going to do a pergola? What are you going to do?
Yeah, so it's important for Airbnbs that you really make it an experience for the guests that are staying there. So you need to consider different areas where they can enjoy themselves. So having an area where we can sit outside and cook or grill is definitely something that we're considering. And behind me, we're considering, maybe making the garage into a game room with direct access to the pool area. So the space is pretty great in that it lends itself to creative ideas.
Okay, good. Yeah, it's definitely a very nice space. I think you saw from the opening shot, I don't know if you could see the lake behind us, but it's right on a lake, very peaceful. I'm going to put some nice outdoor setup over there. We're thinking here with the pool, we're going to turn this area into a pergola. We are going to go and make this a outdoor area, built-in barbecue, wine cooler, etc. And then, as Hailey mentioned, turn that room over there into a game room, what is currently the garage. And this will make a very nice outdoor area and being able to walk right out onto the lake. Very private, because we're going to put a fence all the way along. So you're going to basically be able to go from the property out to the lake and not see any of your neighbors. It should come out real good. Let's go ahead and show you inside the house. All right, I was about to enter the house and show you guys what it looks like inside, but I'll be honest with you, the odor coming out of this house, the people that were living there had cats, and there's a lot of cat poop and cat urine in the house. It really smells nasty. So what we decided to do is we've got these masks, and we are going to go ahead and put them on and shoot this pano for you, and then we're going to come right back out and talk about it. Okay, we got our masks on. We're inside the house. So what's the idea? What do you guys plan on doing with this house?
We want to go maybe for a contemporary European style with white walls. We want to have a nice tile floor. Keep it white with some nice plants and wood elements. Give the people the feeling that they're in a really relaxed and kind of like zen space.
What kind of ideas do you have for the kitchen?
The kitchen, we want to do granite countertops, just normal white shaper cabinets. And we're probably putting the stove integrated into the worktop. That's something that's maybe a little bit more elevated that people will like.
So instead of a typical US stove and oven, you're going to do a built-in stove countertop on like an island,
right?
And then you're going to do the oven in a different location. Now, why granite and not quartz if you're going with white cabinets?
Well, granite is a little bit more durable. If you have Airbnb guests coming over and they're accidentally spilling or cooking with things like curry powder, then it can stain the quartz. So that was one consideration. It's more porous.
Okay. That's a good consideration, because I don't know if you know this, but if you take a hot pot and you put it down on a quartz counter, it can make a circle versus the granite it doesn't. All right, so more durable with the granite. So what color granite are you going with, like a gray?
I think that's a little bit more neutral. Yeah.
Okay, so you're going like white cabinets, a brushed nickel, a gray granite, and then some kind of gray silver kind of backsplash for the kitchen.
Yeah.
Stainless steel appliances.
Yeah.
And then what about the rest of the house? What about the bedrooms and the bathrooms?
Yeah, so the bathrooms are going to need to be remodeled, so that definitely needs to happen. The most important thing for us is that we want people to feel like at home and have a really nice experience. So that's one consideration when you're doing an Airbnb versus a rental is, you need to furnish it. And people should, for Airbnb, it should look nice and they should have a nice experience.
All right. Okay, and then another consideration as well is with the bathrooms, when you have two bathrooms, is whether you want to make one of them a shower instead of the bathtub, or whether you want to keep it. So different markets are different. I think this market may attract a lot of people who are coming to visit the grandkids or that sort of thing. So it may be beneficial to keep that original tub, or maybe not. That's something I guess you guys will review.
Yeah.
The outdoor area we spoke about already. I hope you can hear us okay with these masks on, but you don't want to smell the odor in this house. Any final things you want to say about this Airbnb?
Maybe the garage.
Yeah, the garage is something that we're not 100% sure. We could turn it into a game room, as we said, with like maybe like a French door or something, and really utilize that space really well and create an additional space where people can hang out. Maybe even for the kids, so they can be separate areas where parents can hang out outside and the kids have something to do inside.
All right. Okay, so we came into this house. We got our booties on. I don't know if you can see them. There we go. We got our booties on. We got the masks on. Let's go ahead and get outside so you can actually hear this audio a little bit better, and we'll wrap this video up for you. All right, so that's this house. It's going to be a great transformation. I'll do another video for you guys showing you when it's done, what it looks like when we're ready to list on an Airbnb. We're teaching our students how to do this at the Airbnb bootcamp, which is coming up. These guys have an amazing story. They came all the way from Spain, bought their first house, moved to Palm Bay. They're now in house number 3. They're going to be sharing their story at the boot camp. You definitely don't want to miss that. We're going to have a bunch of other students sharing their stories on boot camps that they're doing in Miami and in Pompano Beach and in Melbourne and all over the state of Florida. And if you want to learn how to do Airbnbs like this, if you want to learn how to replace your annual income from just one Airbnb, make sure you don't miss this boot camp. And I will go ahead and put a link below. These guys are going to be sharing their story. It's going to be a great thing for you to hear, very inspirational. In just a very short period of time, they bought a primary, wholesaled the house, and now they're working on their first Airbnb. And you guys could be doing this too. And if you come and hear their story that they share with you, it'll make it that much more real for you to see how doable this is. Why don't you guys tell me about the Airbnb bootcamp and what are you going to be sharing at that bootcamp?
At the bootcamp, we are going to share how we went from just moving over, getting my green card, to like starting in like real estate and trying to get an idea, learning everything, and just telling people how it could work, how everybody could do it, and how it could definitely be the most life transformational thing for you and your family.
Okay. And what's interesting about this is I asked these guys, I said, hey, like you came to my boot camp in Florida, you came all the way from Spain. Like, how did you hear about me? And Hailey said, podcast, right?
Yeah.
So she heard my Investing in Real Estate podcast, which I definitely recommend you listen to. And a lot of people listen to it. It's crazy how many people listen to that. And that's how they came. Manny happened to be in town for something unrelated, and he showed up at my Tuesday night meeting and came to the boot camp. And then he told Hailey about it, and then Hailey came to the next boot camp. And now left Spain, in Florida. They own a primary residence. They bought a new construction home in Palm Bay. They wholesaled the house in Palm Bay, and now they're working on their first Airbnb in Palm Bay. So great story, very inspirational. And what would you guys say about the Airbnb bootcamp, or just about your educational experience over the last 12 months? What would you say?
I would say it's a lot. It's a lot of material. And it's packed with tons of value. It's going to take you some time to go through everything.
Wait, you mean you can't just push a button and become a millionaire?
No, I mean, maybe somewhere else, but it's a lot to go through. So take your time, and we needed to go through things a few times actually until it actually all started to fit together. But now that it just feels like the doors are opening and we're just getting started. We're really looking forward to, getting a few more properties this year, and then next year we see where we go.
And I don't know if you guys can see on the camera, but their logo is actually a house built out of Rubik cubes. And the reason they have that logo is because at our boot camps, I have a Rubik cube on the front, and I basically explain to people how all the various components of real estate that you could basically listen to for free on YouTube are very hard to put together. And unscrambling that and putting it together into a cohesive plan is what I do best with my students, just like these guys. And I want you to come. I want you to attend. We've got an Airbnb boot camp coming up, followed by a buying rentals boot camp, and then a wholesaling boot camp and a fix and flip boot camp. I'd like you to explore my training. It's definitely transforming lives. It's transforming these guys' life. Their first Airbnb that they're buying, that they just purchased here, I lent them the money to buy this house. The equity that they picked up in this is more than what they paid me to teach them how to do this. And now they have a lifelong skill. And my goal is to teach everyone that this is a lot easier than you think it is. It's a lot easier than working on your 9-to-5 job. All right. So I'm going to be at the boot camp. They're going to be at the boot camp. My student Andy is doing $1 million a year, is going to be at the boot camp, and many other students that are doing Airbnb. I want to show you guys how to do this. I hope to see you there. I'll put a link below, and looking forward to seeing you at our next training program.
See you there.